Afternoon, everybody. Just going to make a little video to explain a little bit about my thoughts on what's happening at the moment, because self-isolation to me is not unusual. I've kind of been practicing it for a long time, although admittedly not necessarily for specific periods of time. It's more been a case of there may have been weeks at a time where I haven't gone out for a variety of reasons, and not working and being restricted by my health has meant that really I have technically been self-isolating on and off for over 10 years, and therefore I'm quite used to being here at home on my own most of the time, and having to kind of, when I'm feeling up to doing stuff, make stuff to do, find jobs, find things I want to work on, books to read, things to watch, and that's just kind of been what living with a chronic long-term health condition is. You can't take for granted that you might be able to get out to the shops and buy food. You might not be able to do that for 2 weeks. You might end up relying on delivery services like I have done. And, you don't always have enough stuff in because you haven't had the ability to get out and get it. So you kind of have to make do and find something in the cupboard that can be transformed into something edible. And there's been times where I haven't been able to do a lot because my energy's been knackered, or I've been depressed and not felt like doing anything other than hibernating and not seeing or talking to anybody or even phoning anybody because I just felt crap, like I didn't want to interact. And during those times it's especially hard because you are reliant on yourself more than ever, and you're having to sort of bear with yourself when you're going through a time of depression or a time of self-loathing, and you know that it will pass and you know that things will improve, but in that moment it feels like everything is difficult to describe. Everything is shit, frankly, and you can't motivate yourself to do anything. You can't motivate yourself to contact anybody, even to make yourself feel better, because you just think, what's the point? What is the point? I'll just vegetate. So to be sitting here in this moment of self-isolation, I kind of feel okay. I'm okay about it actually, as things stand right now. The virus itself has a whole set of implications for me personally, and I should imagine for a lot of my contaminated friends and family, because what were we contaminated by but viruses? And why were we contaminated? Because decisions were made not to take protective measures, not to invest in medical services that would have meant the virus had actually not infected us all. Looks like history repeating itself in a much more grander and horrifying way. So that for me is a huge deal, because what you're all feeling now, this fear of this virus, this fear of the unknown, of uncertainty, of what does the future hold, where are we going, is what we've been feeling for years. And we've lost, I don't know what percentage, somebody will tell me, but of the haemophilia community, I think it's probably 50% of our community died from viral infections that were caused through contaminated blood. Therefore, when we are experiencing this, we're coming at it with an additional load of mental health issues, all related to viruses, related to our health, related to actually surviving until now, then to find that we've now got this to deal with. And that's a challenge. That is a challenge. But personally, I'm not afraid of the virus. I don't have anxiety around getting it because I came to terms with my morbidity a long time ago, and I'm not scared. You know, I'm not scared. If I die, I don't particularly want to die. I don't particularly want to die of my lungs filling up and pneumonia and not being able to breathe, but it doesn't scare me. I believe in something beyond where we are now. I believe what is me will continue in some form or other, the essence of me. But I would like to say that what I've found very helpful is when I do get hung up on the stress of it, and the stress for me is more about overload of information. It's about the political side of it, having these daily briefings, finding out information, but not actually getting enough clarity to be able to make sensible decisions, not actually giving us clear direction, putting the decisions on us rather than actually making it a policy, making it a national stance. It's all still very woolly, and I find that quite difficult to deal with. The thought of my friends and family being affected and struggling, or being on their own and isolated, that upsets me. So I'm doing quite a bit of work at the minute with EFT, which is the emotional freedom technique, or tapping on meridian points in the body. I'm also doing PSYCH-K balances, which is about there's specific ones that you could do transforming the perception of stress, so how you see and feel about a situation, the emotions that this is bringing up for you. You can release those and transform your perception of those so that they don't have that effect, basically. And what I do know is that the amygdala, which is where we get our adrenaline from, where the flight or fright. No. This is all going wrong, and I've done 7 minutes of it. Basically, our stress is kind of controlled by the amygdala, and the amygdala senses when we're facing some sort of danger. And obviously, in general, we see this because of all the stuff that we hear and because of all the stuff that we see as a dangerous situation, a hugely dangerous situation. Panic, oh my God, is the bear coming to eat us? Now, what do we do in these circumstances? But our body releases a shed load of adrenaline, which causes us to either fight the bear or to run away, quick, double quick. And what we're being told to do now, and I have got this from somebody else's post that you might have seen on Facebook, is to sit still, to do nothing, to not move, to not fight, to just be in this situation. And when you've got your adrenaline all firing and you're very stressed, the last thing you feel capable of doing is just sitting still. And that's what EFT and PSYCH-K can help with, is by calming the nervous system, by settling the amygdala back down so that it actually feels like we aren't under stress. We don't need to produce all these hormones that create these reactions, because actually we are safe, we are okay. So I just recommend that if you haven't looked into these and you want to know a bit more, you can investigate them for yourself, or you can ask me, because I have done the investigation myself, so I know a little bit about them and I know how useful they can be. So I'm here, not going anywhere, and I'm quite happy to share with you my experiences and help you feel better, help you cope with this better, and therefore when you're less stressed, your immune system works better. Sounds like a plan.